production.
What's poppin'? Let's look at Wonderfi technologies here. So quick recap, if you haven't watched the past few videos, highly recommend you check them out. But if not, what we have here is a complete change of trend when it comes to this overall downtrend that's been going on for a significant period of time, right? November 2021, we top. We go to November 2022, we start to form this bottom, right? And at the beginning of this year, with Bitcoin ramping up in price and a bunch of news coming out with related to this specific stock, we see a massive change in the trend, right? So we have this downtrend creating lower highs and lower lows. And what happens here is we create this low and we rip to a new higher high compared to this previous one and some of the previous others, right? So that's just the gist of it. Why did we make a new higher high? Well, there's some rumors going on that we're trying to basically partner with a private company that is regulated and big in the crypto space in Canada. There's also news that came out that we just recently signed a private deal with a company for 5 mil. And this company has a bunch of stock at 22 cents a share. And they also have a bunch of warrants, which are essentially options at, I believe, 47 cents a share. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's 47. So I think that's interesting to point out, right? So that's a quick recap of what's going on in the stock. Now, when we zoom in here to the 1 hour time frame, something I think that's worth highlighting is the volume over the past significant few days here, right? Why I say it's significant. Well, let's go back to the daily time frame real quick. We have this ramp in price, we have a volume climax situation, and we dump right here. After this dump, we gap down on that news that we have that private deal with a company at $5 million worth of their assets is going into the stock, or whatever you want to call it. So this gap down, right, from we close at 26 cents and we gap down to 21 cents. That is significant. Why is that significant? Well, we're looking to fill this gap, and it's going to take time for that to happen. It's been about, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17 days where we're trying to basically gather and like accumulate the shares down here before we break up to fill this gap, right? So this is what I find interesting. We zoom into the 1 hour time frame and we look at this volume at the bottom of the gap. This volume, all this significant amounts of buying you see in this range. What do you think that is? That's like, in my opinion, that's somebody, I don't know who it is. It could be an institution, could be companies, could be big money coming in and buying stock at cheaper prices. Why is it cheaper? Well, because that company got that deal with for 22 cents a share. So when the price of the stock decreases, other companies could potentially come in and see this as an opportunity to get in at a cheaper price. That's how I'm looking at it, right? What we need to see now is this continue. And as we eat up all the shares in this 18 to 21 cent area, there's soon going to be not enough shares that left in that area. And then what's going to happen is we get that ramp up in price that's going to eventually fill this gap, right? So here we have a nice move to the upside. We need to go do something like this where we come right back and fill that gap, right? And then this area is going to be the same thing where we have a bunch of resistance in this area because we need to eat up all the shares in that $26 to $28 or 28 cent range. And then once that happens, we could then eventually move on higher towards that 43 cent high. Now, I mentioned earlier that this private company that they signed a deal with, whatever, they have warrants at 47 cents. Why would they have options with a strike of 47 cents for 2024? If you want to really make big money on those, that kind of means that they're expecting the price to be a lot higher than 47 cents, no? Why would they make that investment in this company if they don't think that the price should be higher than that strike? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's something warming up here, and as you could tell, the crypto space is booming right now. Bitcoin ramping up in price, especially after today, 9% on the day. Like, in my opinion, there's so much FUD going on in the space. The FUD is trying to deter all the average people, all the retail from buying into Bitcoin. I'm not buying it. I'm buying these assets because I believe that they're going to be worth significantly higher by the end of this year going into 2024. So it's a very interesting move that we're seeing here. We're going to see this potentially double, triple, quadruple in price throughout this year because we're going to see Bitcoin and like the money going into the crypto space expand drastically, right? So this company as a whole owns BitBuy. They own Wonderfi. They've partnered with, I believe, there's another company. Damn it, somebody. I should get these facts before I make the video, damn it. But they partnered with a large player in the industry. They're trying to become the first regulated company. So with all this news going on about Kraken not being able to provide staking to their clients, Wonderfi through BitBuy and Coinberry is offering these features through regulated platforms. Like, think about that. They're trying to be a leader in this space. This is huge. So again, I look at this 2-day time frame. We're going to delete all these lines out of the way to make things more clear. Sorry for the long breakdown here, guys, but it's very interesting. I don't want to miss this. But what we're looking at here, we're trying to break down in price. We have a hammer, an inverted hammer. We continue to try to break down. We have this nice bullish day with increased volume, creating some morning star pattern. Like, there's signs that like the buyers are respecting this area. We have a decrease in volume after this like drastic drawdown in price. We have the volume is decreasing, but you're seeing the bull volume stay positive and above the average, which is this white line. There's too many things that are like, making things very interesting to me, especially when you look at that 1 hour time frame and you look at, okay, well, why is there such significant amount of buying right around that 20-cent area, right? Over here, back at the 19-cent area, 19.5, 20-cent area. There's large amounts of buying, and it happens every few days. I think now that we see this Bitcoin price, it's just a matter of time before we fill this gap to 26 cents. And then we see this at around 43 cents and above. And probably by summer is what, I don't want to predict stuff because that's annoying. But I do see great things coming for this, especially with this space turning around. The price action needs to continue to the upside for us to confirm all these affirmations. But we will keep posted on NCB Trades YouTube for that on a weekly basis. Easy.